Hello everyone, my name is Eric Rubio. I'm presenting mine and Renee's project on corporate social responsibility. We chose this topic to actually better understand people's thoughts on the idea of corporate social responsibility and the problem or challenge. So one big issue in today's organization is that companies are operating in an unethical manner with their employees, the environment, and their consumers. So we kind of determined that this overall affects the long-term success of the company as well. And the hypothesis. So hypothesis 1 is that corporate social responsibility has a tremendous impact on people's purchasing power along with loyalty to the brand. And hypothesis 2 is that the idea of corporate social responsibility motivates individuals to want to work and stay at a company that implements the approach. So research. So this kind of helped justify our problem. And it says an estimated 56% of Americans actually stop purchasing resources from companies that they believe do not operate in an ethical manner. So this kind of goes with, it does affect the long-term success of a business, because if they operate unethically, it kind of motivates people to not be associated with that brand or support that brand. So our testing method. So we actually focused. We actually used the program IBM SPS, and this program actually really helped bring a lot of visuals, which kind of helps you better understand like the overall process. So we actually focused on the first one is frequency and statistical analysis, and this we did that on all 30 constructs. So this kind of helped us better understand how people, how they felt about the questions that we incorporated in our survey. And the box charts, ANOVA, and line charts actually helped better understand in more detail beyond the actual responses themselves. So this program actually was very useful to this research. So I'm going to show you just an example of how people responded to one of our questions. So would you implement corporate social responsibility techniques in your own business? And people actually strongly agreed with probably 25% that they would implement these tactics in their own business. And then the second highest was people that agreed with a little over 10% that they would implement corporate social responsibility in their own business. And the lower ones was people somewhat agreed and strongly agreed. I think after me and Renee kind of explained what corporate social responsibility, like they actually had a better understanding of the idea itself. So after we explained, I think people kind of realized, well, why wouldn't I want that implemented in my own, either company or organization that they work for. And so another question that we focused on is, do you think implementing CSR in your own business will attract more consumers? And after we kind of explained what it was, people, I think more leaned towards the topic. So people strongly agreed with a little over 15%, and people agreed that about the same result, probably like 16, 17%, and then people somewhat agreed. And then a couple individuals actually strongly disagreed and disagreed. Some people just have different perspectives on the idea. It's not for everybody. People believe in a traditional approach. It's just their opinion. So another question that we focus on is, would you work for a company that practices corporate social responsibility? And people strongly agreed with a little over 20% that they would want to work for a company that operates ethically, because I think when a company operates ethically, it kind of just shows that you care not about your business, you care about the individuals involved and your consumers. So you put them more as a priority than your own success. And our second one was agree, and that was at 15%. And then another one was the third lowest was somewhat disagree. And the lastly is disagree. So nobody actually in this one strongly disagreed with the practice of corporate social responsibility, which is good that people kind of have, I guess they're open to the idea. So our discoveries. So what did we learn after testing this? So we actually learned that people believe it is important to operate a company using corporate social responsibility techniques. So people kind of something that we wanted to test, people's thoughts on CSR, and people agreed that they would operate their own company using corporate social responsibility principles, especially in today's world where people want to be more like entrepreneurs. It's a good, I guess, analysis to see that people want to operate their own business in an ethical manner to help. Just to be responsible in the industry. And people believe that corporate social responsibility is the best practice for an organization. So this is kind of something that we also wanted to analyze, just to see if people actually kind of maybe more felt like, or kind of, I guess how we hoped they would feel. But we had to do the survey just to see if they felt the same way. So this is the most important takeaways that everyone has to remember. So in conclusion, it was determined that it would be beneficial for an organization to operate responsibility using corporate CSR techniques to help influence people's purchasing power and to influence individuals to work for a company that operates ethically. From my own personal experience, I've worked in the industry and I've seen many companies operate unethically with their employees, how they conduct business, and just it kind of does not want to make you be like associated with those companies. And currently, like, I work for a company that it doesn't I guess it doesn't really announce that they implement like CSR techniques, but just the things, if you notice, you can just tell that they operate ethically and that they do care about the people involved, their employees, the consumers. Just what I work for, it's actually a genetic company, and it's cool to see like actually work for an organization that cares about their consumers, their employees, and they trust us, and that just makes you want to stay at an organization. It makes you want to work for that, or work hard for that organization. And that's just kind of my own personal experience. And I hope one day everybody will kind of like switch their mentality from a traditional approach just about making money to actually just operating ethically, and the money will flow later. It's like if you do everything right, God will bless you in the end. And that is mine and Renee's presentation, and here are our references, and thank you for this amazing quarter.